Welcome back, chat. We're here for the next set. Going to be our Lord and Savior Funkyhao versus Cuddly Clown's Invincible. What a match! The number 1 PCFC versus the number 5 America.
It looks like this matchup's going to be very aggressive between both players. They have pretty fast, hard-hitting teams, it looks like.
Yeah, okay, looks like we're ready for pick ban. Oh, maybe not, just a matchup. Alright, so here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that Invincible does look to have a slight edge in the matchup. He's got a much more meta team, much more balanced in terms of coverage and resistances. The main weakness that I can see is the single mental to deal with this Momo. Also, maybe not that many answers to the Moala strategy. What do you think, Jay?
Yeah, I think I agree with you. And then it looks like Funky, though, is going to have trouble maybe dealing with both of these water Tems from Invincible. It's going to be tough taking down the Nesla, since his Golzy, one of his main answers to these waters, is likely immune to it with Electric Sin.
So true, so true. Yeah, I think it's definitely going to be an interesting one. Funky is most notably known for his Valash play, but Valash does not look particularly well suited into this matchup with 5 Tems that it does not want to go against with the 2-Rock Tolkien, Gaialis Mashuk, and the Volfi. So we'll see what the boy can do.
If there is someone who can do it, it is Funky.
All right, looks like we're ready for pick and ban. We're going to swap on over. Here we go. All right, first ban, Theodoro. I'm going to think that we're going to see the Momo.
Yeah, that does look like it opens up the Moala and the Momo.
Yeah.
And Invincible banning out the Volfi, most likely trying to free up his Nesla here. And the 2-Rock.
Yeah, that's a good call. Hovering over the 2-Rock. Oh, never mind, going for the Nesla. Yeah, I mean, this is the way pick and bans win. It looks like that's... All right, well, we see the Hedgen and the Momo. Oh, it's the camo? Oh, yeah. Okay, now we see the Hedgen and the Momo. This is an interesting start for Funky. This kind of alludes to a generified turn. And we see the Platymus band. So the other water...
Yeah, the how fast he slammed that Hedgen in makes you really think he has Generify here, which could be C coming out.
Question whether or not it's Kaleidoscope to give the Momo some protection, or... Oh wait, no, we know what the item is. It's Fake Beard, so it's definitely not Kaleidoscope.
Yeah.
Kind of a 50-50 guessing game here, turn 1. Invincible thinking in the tank. I mean, if I'm him, I'm banning the Moala.
Yeah, either Moala or probably Golzy, just because it's the only time that really hits a lot of his stuff.
So
we just see him ban the Golzy.
Okay, quick picks.
Volfi coming out pretty strong into the Hedgen and the Nesla here. But like you said, this Momo looks like it's going to be pretty hard to deal with for Invincible.
Yeah, I can imagine we're going to see... so the pressure is on Invincible to try and deal with this early because it doesn't have holds turn 1. So it's possible we see a swap. I'm not sure if we have much on Funky's side that can really eat these hits.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just the Moala to put things to sleep to get a turn.
When they both have the same battle animation.
It's the number 1 battle animation currently. Oh yeah, summertime. All right, what do we think? If I'm on Invincible's side, I'm thinking I have to put pressure onto this Momo slot. And if the Moala comes in, I know that at least the Nesla is going to be able to get a move off. I'm probably clicking a T-Strike. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I think so. The question is whether he reads maybe a Generify from the Hedgen, and just doubles the Momo, dealing with it early before it can really kind of get its holds off and pose a big threat. Or if the Hedgen swaps out and for maybe Malala, or if Invincible just doubles the Hedgen here.
Yeah, maybe expecting a Momo swap. Maybe, because the Nestla maybe can eat... Oh, okay, we see the Hedgen swap. For the Nestla, okay. Well, I mean, that makes sense. It kind of eats the water moves, the electric moves.
Yeah, in a very, very good position in front of this T-Rock here.
Invincible maybe reading that kind of play, because we do see the Mushuk coming in. Mushuk does deal with the Nestla.
But it did eat a lot of chip from that double edge there.
Yeah. Sort of an even trade going into this. We do get the Momo's holds up, but Mushuk in front of the Nestla is looking a little sketch. The Turok doesn't like eating these hits, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, it could be very safe for him to save this Turok and not let it eat the aquatic until we deal with the Nestla.
Yeah.
And
I mean, we do have our own Nestla swap. The Invincible has his own Nestla swap in to eat any of these hits going into the Turok. I mean, Funky's got the token in the back. Maybe we're not that worried about the Mushuk right away. Maybe we try to focus down the Turok slot.
Thinking maybe he either focuses Turok down or probably just saves the Nestla here. Now that it has aquatic off hold, he can just bring it back out and then just save it for Turok late game.
I know exactly what you mean. Probably not the right time.
A lot of time.
It's probably not the right time to be bringing Malala, and you're not going to get much value out of that, especially with the one turn of camo up. So I'm not expecting that to come in. Well,
but he does opt for it.
He goes for it. What do I know? Oh wait, the Nestla's not in. What am I doing? I was on the wrong Nestla.
That's actually really good for Funky. His very strong pivot from him.
Yeah, resets the board, gets some holds up on the Moala.
And he brings the Gialis in, so this is just an insane board for Tolkien Moala here.
Yeah, definitely. The Tolkien is really liking this board. Threatens both slots. The Moala, depending on the way it's built, may be able to withstand some of these crystal hits. We can maybe pressure out this Mushuk slot. If we focus on the Mushuk slot, we get the turn up for Fire Tornado, and then the Gialis is really in a troubled position. So I kind of think that we're going to see the double up into the Mushuk.
If he doubles Mushuk, depending on how he does it, Invincible has several decent swap-ins.
Yeah, definitely.
And he does swap it out into Turok.
Okay. You see the Transient Echo? Okay. It's pretty decent damage. The Moala faster than the Tolkien. That's interesting. With it being that fast?
Yeah, maybe it's max speed then.
Yeah, I'm not sure it was going to live that. Yeah, it's especially with how much damage it did and how fast it was. It definitely was not very bulky, so.
But I do think this is fine for Funky. It's the free swap in, and he has this token very well postured on this board.
Definitely. Yeah, the Gialis really does not want to eat this Fire Tornado, and the Nestla, I think, can easily live the Sharp Stab, so the Turok is threatened out, I believe. This would probably be a pretty good board for Nestla.
Yeah. Likely a double swap from Invincible, just to not eat the double.
Those opts for the Sharp Stabs instead, just to get damage on the Nestla.
It's very bold play from him, because it does eat this F-NATO here.
And depending on if it's mirroring or resistant, we do see the mirroring, so, I mean, 30% damage onto that token is not bad.
But yeah, Funky's, it looks like he's slowly running out of resources to resist this Nesla.
Yeah, the guy was getting a lot of value there. Full kill on the Moala, half health on the Nesla, plus the 30% on the token from the trait. I mean, really hard to make up that value. Kind of want to save. We kind of need to save
both of them.
Nesla. Yeah, we kind of do. I mean, the hedging can deal with the Mashuk, I think.
Right.
Maybe you don't need to save the token.
And Invincible, it seems very straightforward. Just a simple plague into this Nesla slot likely coming out, and green circles being pressed by the Nesla.
I think as long as you're clicking buttons, I think it's hard for Invincible to fall behind here. You can possibly even opt to ignore the token since it's low on stamina. I mean, if we see a wind burst, that you could be punished, but oh no, we see a swap.
Yeah, he brings Momo in.
Into the aquatic, okay, taking a lot of damage on that Momo, and the Nesla goes down.
Just barely dies to that.
It's not looking good for our Lord. Nesla's back in on not that great of a board for it still. I mean, the Nesla probably has Water Blade. Token might survive that, but it's probably not living a double. The Momo might be able to net a kill here.
Well, it does have speed, so that's some valuable damage into Wolfie, and maybe if Momo is able to get a big hit onto Nesla, he can pressure some stuff next turn.
Oh, we see the double into the Momo slot.
Oh, and he does just kill it before it moves.
And with the OX and the token, we're looking pretty rough for Funky.
Does look like it's just game over from this spot.
Yeah, I think there's not much else that Funky can do here. We might just see it concede. Or yeah,
it does come out.
Well, that was game one. Quick one. As expected. As expected from kind of this matchup. It was balanced on a knife's edge.
Very volatile.
Yeah, truly. I think Invincible had pretty good reads. Red, was really reading, like making reads on Funky. And I think Invincible was slightly advantaged just in pick ban in general. So definitely a tough one.
Exactly what you mean.
Yes, you and me both, man. We're one and the same here. Oh, we're back into pick and ban. Again, we see the Adoro. Adoro Wolfie. Leading off with the Momo. Love to see it.
Both players with similar game plans so far.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the leads from either team were... Oh, okay, we see the Nesla.
This does swing much more heavily in Funky's favor for this lead so far. He's got all the pressure and not a lot of pressure on him.
Yes, he definitely was not. He's not on the back foot here like he was game one. I guess that begs the question now: do we? Yeah, so we don't even ban the hedge, and we go for the same second ban on the Goldsy. So smart play from Funky, not picking that hedge in first, banning out the water again. Definitely in a better position.
He does go for the Valash this time.
You see the Valash, okay.
Probably just picking up that option for the Nesla.
Yeah. We're probably going to see a double up into the Turok slot. If he kind of wants to pick the Mashuk just for a pivot, but if he doesn't, nothing's really going to resist this double up turn one.
Very scary for Invincible.
Yeah, definitely looks like he's the one on the back foot this time. I'm anticipating a double up into that Turok. If we can deal with that, put some pressure on it. neither slot I think is really threatened out. Maybe he wants to get some damage onto this Momo, but I really don't think the Turok wants to be here. Because the Momo's not going to die. And we're not really dealing with the Nesla. Nothing really wants to swap into this, though. I mean, maybe the Gaialis, and we can try to threaten the following turn, but get some mirroring value, but I don't know.
The Turok is kind of really strong against all three of Funky's Tems in the back. But
yeah,
due to his lack of swap-ins, maybe he just stays in and gambits it.
Yeah, maybe he tanks it. Doesn't. Chooses not to. Goes for the Gaialis. Okay. Maybe try to put pressure down on the Nesla.
Gonna get a lot of mirroring value here.
Mm-hmm. Depending how low this gets from the double edge, we may see the Gaialis die to whoa, splitting attacks.
Oh, that's really crazy. Smart from Funky. He's getting this Nesla low, and because it's chamomile, if it swaps out, the defense buffs will just get wiped off.
It's a good point. It's a great point. I would have liked to have seen more damage onto this Gaialis, just so that maybe we could have threatened it out, but maybe Funky knows that based on the damage he did game one, whether or not that it would have been worth it.
Now it looks like Funky's on the back pedal from this position. No good swap-ins for him this turn.
Definitely have to swap with the Nesla. I'm interested to see if Invincible reads the swap and hits that slot with a water move. He does not. Chooses to go for the safe play, hits the Momo. Nothing wrong with that.
He just doubles
the Momo. Okay.
Go for the hard read.
Go for the knockback. I'm assuming the Gaialis? No, the Nesla. Okay. Take out the water.
That's really valuable poke.
The Hedgen now is in a really good spot. I think this Nesla might just die to a Hellfire. And if that's the case, well, we're looking kind of good. This Hedgen's in a nice spot. I could probably...
Wolfie, if he Hellfires, can swap in pretty freely.
Truly, yeah. And the Wolfie looks pretty good into the rest of the board. I mean, maybe the Tolkien... I think this Gaialis has a pretty free melee move into this Momo slot, though, to deal with whatever slot's in.
Yeah, or maybe a sharp stabs at the very least, just to guarantee he gets a
move off. Yeah. Yeah. See Invincible swap for the Wolfie. Alright, let's see if we click Hellfire.
He clicks Binary Flood.
Binary Flood, okay. We do see the melee move going to the Momo.
Of course, Tolkien's looking really good here, and I believe from game one, we might have seen that it outspeeds the Nesla, so it's kind of uncontested this game now.
Yeah. I guess the question is, what we do with the Gaialis? Do we let it take the hit? Do we swap? We'd probably swap it into the Tolkien. It's probably the best swap that we can bring in to eat this. Maybe the Turok, either Turok or the Tolkien.
Most likely one of the two.
And since the Gaialis swapped out, the Hedgen's probably still staying. I wonder what we're clicking here. Maybe going for a burn on the Wolfie. Nope, just going for microwaves.
Maybe a burn with the Tolkien instead.
Oh, very nice. Yeah, yeah.
The quicksand.
Going for the speed control. Okay. So now the Tolkien is not so free into this Nesla.
It is pretty important for the Nesla, yeah. Because now it gets ahead of both things that it wants to kill.
Yeah. Possibly, depending on the spread. Maybe the Hedgen still outspeeds, but it's hard to say. Pretty good speed control. Turok loves this board. Seems like a pretty free Rockfall. Yeah, Rockfall just kind of covers everything. Hits neutrally, at least in everything. Super effective into half the Tems on the team.
Because he has Quicksand, it makes me think he probably doesn't have Sandstorm.
Going for the Fire Tornado. Okay. Well, the token's gonna eat that. And the Tornado. Great swap in.
Very good double in, but it still eats 70% almost.
That's a lot of damage.
And burning as 2 rock means it doesn't end up killing the Hedgen.
Okay. It's not too bad. Thinking maybe we want to get the Nestling on this board. I don't know if we necessarily want to save the Hedgen for anything. It's possible. It could still outspeed the Gaialis. Maybe still get some value. Maybe this is a Nestle swap in. It might get hit with a Stone Ball, possibly. I don't know if Invincible wants to put that much stamina into a Stone Ball into the Hedgen slot. So maybe the Nestle is a good swap.
I think maybe we see something like, because Tolkien's probably the fastest Tem on the board here, seeing how much damage it took, maybe we'll just see a Prio move get thrown at the Hedgen, followed up with a double in with the 2 rock of some sorts.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, we see that Esla.
Goes for the Windburst.
Okay. And Stone Ball. Opting for the token swap. Probably reading the swaps every time. I mean, Invincible does seem to read, or at least make reads.
Of course, I guess, even if the Hedgen got an attack off there, it would have ended up just taking itself out due to overexertion. So maybe ignoring it's fine there anyways.
Now this Nestle's in a great spot. It's threatening out both of these slots. We don't really have anything. Invincible, at least, doesn't have anything to bring in to eat this hit effectively, assuming it's a water move. The Nestle probably dies to just coming in on anything. The Gaialis might die to an aquatic. I mean, the Volfi's going to take some chip and then possibly get outsped and then die to like a water blade.
Yeah,
we're not looking terrible here.
Pretty playable for Funky still.
Definitely. Getting a lot of marbles value. Going for the Vlash. Okay, maybe we read the 2 rock swap and we go for the token here.
It does outspeed anyways, it seems.
Gets the Fiery Soul on the Vlash. We did see that Fiery Soul outspeed the Aquatic, so we know that the Nestle is not going to be able to hit this Hulken with a Water Blade before it can attack the Vlash again.
And this does mean then that either Volfi or Gaialis can kind of just come in freely on this board.
Yeah. I'm inclined to think that it's the Volfi. The Gaialis might be a little bit too susceptible to like a Sea Spikes, and yeah, we do see the Volfi. And that does threaten out the Nestle.
Question is can Funky even afford to swap Nestle at this point?
I don't think you can. I think you just have to click moves and hope that you can live the double. I mean, I have to think that if Invincible's making the same types of plays, he might just read this swap and double up the Nestle. Nope.
Okay.
Goes for the
safe play.
Yeah. When you're ahead, there's nothing wrong with being safe.
Does trap it in, but
T-Prison.
now his Nestle might outspeed this Volfi here. Do you think this is looking to be too little too late though for Frankie?
Yeah, I'm thinking he just has too little gas in the tank. His Tems are really low.
The Hedgen's very slow now.
Yeah, I think we know that the token's going to outspeed the Nestle. I'm assuming it's going to outspeed this -2 Hedgen. A Tornado will kill the Hedgen. Even if we OX, we can get a Plague off onto the Nestle. We probably live that Aquatic. I think that Nestle and Hedgen just die here, and then, well, we've got a token in the back that can't beat. What
And
we have
25
left?
does just outspeed it.
Yeah. Yeah, going for the water blade there.
That does look like it's pretty much going to wrap up the series. Nothing Flash can do in the face of T-Rock Wolfie here.
Yeah, really not looking like we could do much here. Great play from Invincible. Like, had his leads, even when he was slightly on the back foot. Made good swaps, made good reads.
Yep. As soon as he got into a decent position, was just able to put his foot on the gas and just keep it going from there.
Yeah, easily converted on his reads and just made incremental value. Game 1, Game 2. Game 1 was slightly more ahead from the start. Even on the back foot, Game 2 was able to make some good plays and come out ahead.
And maybe one interesting thing to talk about was that quicksand from Wolfie.
Yeah.
While it
really hindered the possible options that Funkyhao had in the late game.
Yeah, making that Hedge and Tolkien both under speed. Pretty much all of Invincible's Tems. Now the question is, though, do we think that would have had maybe more value than a Sandstorm? Because while it made him outspeed everything, maybe more damage could have also been equally as good.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, given that board state, I mean, that probably would have killed at least one Tem, put another close to death. I mean, it was an interesting. I mean, speed control is pretty strong, especially in these matchups where you're playing with another equally fast, if not faster, team. So hard to say. I mean, yeah, tough one for Funky, but we'll see him in the losers bracket, and Invincible will move on to the second round. And I think we will have. Who do we have next? We've got. I
think it's back to Scarsing and
Lore
Weaver on the next cast.
Alrighty, guys. Well, we'll see you again on the next one.